Welcome to the GodShow.us Daily. Rain delay in the arena of the soul. The lights are flickering. The scoreboard is frozen. The question entered the building anyway. Soaking wet, trailing crepe paper streamers, and it will not be rescheduled. One question. 15 wisdom traditions. No shelter from this one.
The GodShow.us is a free daily multilingual project where one question gets answered through 15 wisdom traditions. Find today's question, ask your own, and discover your own belief profile at thegodshow.us. Today's question: should we keep throwing the same party every year just because stopping would mean admitting something is over? Now, the cost version of that question. Answering honestly doesn't just mean saying no to a party. It means giving up the version of yourself who still lives in the year the party meant something. That's what's actually on the table. Should we keep throwing the same party every year just because stopping would mean admitting something is over? Buddhism goes straight for the person standing in the hallway, hands full of candles, terrified of what the dark would finally say. And the tradition's move is don't ask about the party. Ask what is doing the relighting. Because the candle arises and passes. The year arises and passes. But the thing that keeps reaching for the matchbook, that's where Buddhism plants its flag, which is deeply inconvenient when you just wanted permission to buy more streamers.
Judaism has a different angle entirely. It says the party isn't the problem. It's whose name you won't say at the table. The Seder repeats, Hillel argues, not because repetition is comfortable, but because someone at the table is still not free and you don't know who. So keep the ritual, but say the absence out loud. Name the empty chair. That's a much harder ask than either stopping or continuing.
And that's where these traditions genuinely split. Judaism says, ritual carries live freight. Do it, but do it honestly. Existentialism says the party is a confession you keep interrupting. Every year you hang the same lights, so you don't have to stand in the dark and ask what you actually want the room to look like now. Stopping isn't mourning, it's authorship. Two completely different diagnoses of the same crepe paper problem.
Stoicism is almost annoyed by the question. Marcus Aurelius, managing actual empires, legions dying, still wrote, confine yourself to the present. The tradition's move here is the thing ended when it ended, not when you stop catering it. Say the word over tonight in the dark to no one. The party isn't your obstacle. Your refusal to pronounce one syllable is. Stoicism isn't cold about this. It's just very, very direct.
The pop culture oracle went full Disney today. It handed us Frozen. Anna, alone in the hallway, still singing "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" at a door that stopped answering years ago. The oracle also invokes Miss Havisham in the same breath, stopped clocks, rotting wedding cake, loyalty as its own kind of haunting. Two references for the price of one existential crisis. Absurdism, though, is where I keep landing. It says you can throw the party again. Same playlist, same ache when the room thins out near the end. That is a real choice. Or you can stop, eyes open, on purpose. The universe doesn't tip the scales either way, which is the terrifying freedom most of the other traditions quietly sidestep. Buddhism asks what's doing the relighting. Judaism asks whose name you won't say. Absurdism just hands you the match and steps back. Pick your tradition. The checkout line is moving.
The lights are back on in the arena of the soul. The rain delay is over. The question fought all 15 rounds in wet shoes and never once asked for a towel. If this show is part of your weekly ritual, the good kind, the kind that still breathes, you can support the GodShow.us directly at the GodShow.us. Free, daily, multilingual, and genuinely grateful for every listener who shows up. The GodShow.us would like to thank our sponsor, Typeset.us. When generic web typography is letting you down, refine your work for free using Typeset.us. And thanks to dyorkmusic.com for our dark rock intro tune. The streamers are still on the floor. Nobody's cleaning them up tonight. See you tomorrow for our take on the God Show's question of the day.